Good evening, everyone. Welcome to today's live session. Happy New Week and a happy Easter holiday. How has your Easter been? How are you? I hope you are well. I hope you're keeping safe. It's great to be here. We thank God for another week He has given to us to be hopeful, to serve Him, to do good, to try again. I mean, it's worth giving God thanks, right? For the gift of a new week, for the gift of life. It's worth giving God thanks. So, welcome to today's live session. My name is Ini, and this is Parenting with Ini YouTube channel. So, in this YouTube channel, we are basically all about parenting. So, exclusively parenting content is what we address right here in this space. So if you are a parent or aspiring to be a parent someday, or you just enjoy parenting conversations, then this would be the best place for you to be at. So please feel free to subscribe to my YouTube channel if you've not done so. I'll be so happy to have you join this amazing family. How has your weekend been? How has your Easter holiday been? Did you travel? Did you go on a vacation? Did you just stay where you're normally based? How was it for you? How was Easter holiday for you? If you don't mind, you can share with us. I'll be so glad to hear from you. Mine was basically simple but very meaningful. I am grateful to God for the Easter holiday, getting to spend it with my loved ones. I think for me it was really beautiful, though simple. Yeah, simple, very simple, but very beautiful and very meaningful. And I thank God for the gift of life, the gift of salvation, the gift of Him in our lives. I mean, He died for us, He died for our sins, and He overcame death by resurrecting. So that for me is a beautiful blessing right there that God has given to us. And I'm grateful for the gift of Easter. All right. Okay, so if you are joining me here on this live session, first of all, I want to say thank you so much. Thank you for spending your time, your few minutes to just join me here on this live session. I am sure you won't regret it because the conversation that we're having today is going to be very interesting. We're talking about tantrums in babies. Tantrums. Yes, tantrums. That's what we're talking about in today's conversation. And we're going to take a different angle on it. So you wouldn't want to miss that, all right? So we have rules in this house. So if you've not subscribed, just check right now. Check if you've subscribed to this YouTube channel. Rule number one, you must subscribe. You must subscribe to this YouTube channel. So check. If you've not subscribed, then please do so, especially if you are a parent, aspiring to be a parent, or you enjoy parenting conversations, then please subscribe to this YouTube channel and be part of this amazing family. Rule number two, like the video. I want to know I'm talking to people. Like I want to know people are here. I don't want to be talking to myself. So one of the ways that I get to do because I can't see you is if you like this video. If you like this video, at least I know you're here. So please like, and then also it helps to recommend the videos to other people. So please like the video. Number three rule is that you should leave a comment. I mean, say hi. I've already said hi to you guys. I've said hello to you. I've asked you how you are. So the least you can at least do in this live session is just say hi. Just say hi. Come on, say hi. Don't be shy. I'll be so pleased to read from you. And if you have any parenting question, just know that this live session is for you. I intentionally bring up this live session to give opportunities to parents who would like to hear other people's views or about any particular parenting concerns. So instead of me charging you for doing that, so this is a free consultation, a free parenting consultation basically. So please leave that question in the chat. I'll be so happy to read from you to answer your questions. So please do so. Don't be shy at all. Say hi, ask questions, contribute to the conversation. Like, I want the chat to be very, interactive. Okay. Yeah. So those are the three rules: subscribe, like, comment. All right, so I don't want to take much of your time. Let's dive into today's conversation. As I wait for as many of you to join in, let's dive into today's conversation. So, like I said, or like the title reads, tantrums in children and how to deal with, how to handle it, how to handle tantrums in children. I hear about this word tantrum. Sorry, like tantrums in children. What is that? It's a way where it's okay. What it basically means, tantrums basically means that when you see a child, your baby maybe 2 years old, 1 year, nowadays 1 year, even 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, like your baby behaving, not weirdly. I don't want to use the word weirdly, but as if they're trying to be stubborn, as if they're trying to be rebellious, as if they're trying to prove a point. So, like, you tell them to do something, they don't want to do it. They're supposed to do some particular thing, but they just don't want to do it that way. They want to do it their way. They're cranky, they're shouting, they're crying, they're, like, just trying using actions to show or to communicate their feelings. That's actually tantrums. Yeah, a means where a baby uses actions to communicate, to express their emotions, to express how they feel, to express what they are trying to say, because they can't tell you because they're still babies. They don't know how to express themselves through words. So they use actions to express themselves. And at times, those actions come out in a way that is not so nice or so respectful, so to say. So now it's termed as tantrums. Okay, and it's actually common in babies. I wouldn't say all babies go through tantrums. I would say that it depends on how you've been raising this child, how you've been nurturing this child, the way you've been nurturing this child from when they were very babies, like very newborns, to the point where the child starts throwing those tantrums is what brings out the kind of tantrums that a child exhibits. Every child expresses themselves. Every child, honestly, they know how they express themselves in different ways. Okay, everybody. In fact, let me not say every child. Everyone has the ability to express themselves. Through actions, even through words. But for children, when they are not able to speak, they try to use actions to express themselves. So if you raised a child in a way that it wasn't disciplined from the onset, the way the child will express his or her, feelings through actions is definitely going to be different from a child who was disciplined from a very tender age. When I say disciplined, I don't mean always beating the child or something like that, no, but I mean um, nurturing that child to know how to express themselves. There is a particular way you can do it, even to a baby. There's a way you can raise this baby in such a way that when they get to that age where people call it a tantrums age, like age 2, age 3, even if the child is trying to express themselves through action, the way they do it um, will not show disrespect. It will not show like the tantrums that people call it. It would be very respectful, though they're expressing themselves. Okay. So if you raise a child to be always having everything they want, you've over pampered this child so much when they were babies. You've over pampered them. You're always giving them all that they need or not giving them attention at all. You're always like, you're too soft on them. You're too soft on them. The way you're raising them, you're very too soft on them. As they grow up to that age of 2, 3, and all of that, to that age that people term as tantrums, the way they will express those feelings will definitely portray the way they were raised, because they will feel very authoritative. They'll feel like it's their right, you know they will feel like it's their right to do it. So they will throw those tantrums. They will express themselves in a not so good way. But if you disciplined your child from the onset, trying to help them to understand that not everything they want, that they need, teaching your child how to be respectful even as a baby, you know like being intentional about nurturing your child. when the child grows to the age of 2, 3, even if they're trying to express themselves through actions and they probably do it in a way that is not so good, and you tell them, no, stop it, they'll respect you and they will actually stop it. But a child who has been spoiled or over pampered from birth, you know, you tell the child stop it, they don't even listen to you. They don't behave like someone is talking. You tell them stop it, that is when they are even doing it the more. Okay, that's when they're even doing it the more. So if you want to control the way your child expresses themselves during those tantrums that people call it, um, discipline them from the onset in the way that is right. Personally, I don't believe in tantrums. I don't believe that it's a phase for every child to go through. I believe it is a problem of upbringing. Not every child goes through tantrums. But if there was a problem with the foundations when it comes to bringing up that child, then your child is likely to go through tantrums. But if the child has been well groomed from the onset, you will go through that phase that people call tantrums phase and you will not experience it. In fact, you'll be asking yourself, what is that? I don't even know what that is. Because for you, your child is very normal. If maybe you told the child, don't touch this thing, and the child went ahead and touched it, and then you tell the child, drop that thing, don't do that, drop it. And the child would actually listen to you. If you tell the child, don't touch this thing, they would actually not touch it because they know that mommy or daddy has already said, don't touch that thing. And they already can imagine the consequences of touching that thing, of disobedience. So you correct your child from the tender age. When they are doing something that is wrong, you correct them. You don't just say, because this is another thing that people do that, spoils a child, where a child does something and clearly you can tell that is something that is wrong. Instead of correcting that child, you say, it's okay, leave him alone or leave her alone. They're just babies. That's just a baby. That's just a child. They'll grow out of it. Now, that's mistake number one. Because yes, you will experience tantrums in full measures as a child grows. Why? Because you never took time to correct your child. You never took time to correct them. You always assumed they were babies. You always assumed they're too young to be corrected. Look, even a 1-day-old child can be corrected, can be nurtured, can be made to align in a right way, in a respectful way. From that tender age, yes, you can. Of course, not beating the child, not shouting at the child, but if you see them do something wrong, as a parent, you're there to correct them. Correct that wrong thing right there. Don't allow it to escalate, because once it starts escalating and they see that you've allowed it, the first one, you've allowed it the second one, it becomes a habit. It automatically becomes a habit and it will be hard to stop it. So now when a child now is growing 2 years, 3 years, and you're trying to go and stop it, they object. And now that's what people call tantrums. So whatever you say, they object, because when they were growing up, you never taught them that it's important to listen to mommy, to listen to daddy. You never taught them that it was important for them to respect and to be obedient and to listen to instructions that they are given. You always helped them to boycott instructions. You always helped them to boycott rules and policies or principles or something like that. You used to help them to boycott it. Just leave them alone. Leave him alone. Leave her alone. Just a baby. That was a mistake you did. So now that they have grown to 2 years, 3 years, they know mom always got my back. Dad always got my back. So even if I don't want to do it, it's okay. They will understand. So they are understanding with you. Yeah, they are actually understanding with you. So tantrums is not really necessarily a milestone journey in any child. I don't believe it's not part of the milestones that every child must go through. If you find a child throwing tantrums, the problem started from the foundation of their upbringing. Yes, that's where the problem started. You over allowed too much. You allowed too much. You allowed the child too much freedom. You allowed the child to get away with things that they shouldn't have gotten away with, things that they should have been stopped from the onset. You did not correct your child. You were not intentional about correcting that child. You were not intentional about raising that child. You were a bit too careless. And I know my words are probably sounding a bit harsh, but that's the truth. It means that that child, the parent, you were a bit careless with them. That is why now they are 2 years, they are 3 years, they are now getting more aware of their environment and and things around them. Now they are exploring. You're trying now to stop them. You're trying now to control them. They will object because that's not what they're used to. They're used to you agreeing to everything. They're used to you making excuses for them. They're used to you allowing them to get away with things. They're used to you when they're um maybe they're fighting with someone else, they're attacking someone. Instead of you to stop them, instead of you to to caution them that no, you don't do that to people, you supported. You're like, it's okay, it's just a baby, that's just a baby, he's just a baby, she's just a baby. You never stopped them. In fact, you would even hold the other person that they are trying to beat. You hold the person down and you tell the baby, beat, beat, and the baby continues to beat. So you see, there's a problem with the foundation. Why? Because this is a 6-month-old baby. This is a 1-year-old baby. So for you, that is still a baby. The baby should not be corrected. The baby should be allowed to do whatever they like. That's the mistake. That's the mistake that you've already started doing with the foundation of that baby. When the baby gets to 2 years, 3 years, now you're trying to correct those things. It becomes a bit hard to pluck them out of the norm. And that's when they now exhibit their frustration through their actions. They exhibit their emotions, how they're feeling. They're feeling bad through what? Through their actions. And that is what people call tantrums. When you want them to do a particular thing and they don't want that thing, they want this thing. That is what is called. And the way they express it, trying to tell you that this is what they want, not the one you want them to do, is what we call tantrums in babies. Now, I said this topic might have a little bit of twist because for me, when I was thinking about this topic, a different twist came to mind. And many a times I've seen the way okay, so I'm shifting a little bit away from tantrums. Tantrums is very different from a normal child just growing up, and when you try to tell them to do something, and maybe they, of course, they didn't want it that way, they didn't like it that way, so they feel bad about it. They feel bad about it, and that they didn't do it the way they wanted. So they wish they did it the way they wanted, so they feel bad automatically. That's just a normal behavior. Tantrums is the one where a child is literally angry and the child is showing it to you that he or she is angry. The child does not want to listen to anything you're doing. The child becomes so emotional and at some point even destructive. So you find that throwing things, that hitting you with anything they're holding, they are breaking things in the house, they are rolling on the floor, rolling left, right, and center. Why? Just because you did not allow them to do what they wanted to do. Okay? So they are rolling on the floor, they're carrying things, they're hitting it on you, hitting you, like doing all those things. Now, those are tantrums. And like I said, it's not a milestone that every child must walk in. It is a reflection of the foundation that that child was raised from when they were a baby, even a day old. So you can avoid tantrums by laying the right foundation for this child from the onset. So for you who is pregnant or about to have a baby, then you have now the right footing, right? From watching this video. Lay the right foundation from the onset and you won't have to deal with things like tantrums. The other day, I heard a mom complaining that her little baby broke the TV because of what we call tantrums. Picked something, was angry, picked something and hit on the TV, and the TV broke. As in, just like that. As in, I don't understand. Like, a baby break your TV because they're angry? Now, if you don't even correct that at that point, it becomes now a problem. as the child grows into teenagehood, into adulthood. It becomes a big problem. But if you're able to at least control it right now, then you save that child some problems as they grow into adulthood. But like I said, it can be controlled from day one of this baby by you nurturing them, correcting them when you see they are wrong. At times you find a child is expressing a particular, you know, expression because they are angry. You correct them. No, 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 don't do that. That is wrong. That's a correction. The child might do it again, you correct them again. The child might do it again, you correct them again. Then now they will realize, oh, I'm not supposed to be doing that. It's wrong. But the child will do something, you're smiling over. In fact, you're laughing. You say it's okay, it's just a baby. You take the child, you hug, you kiss. As in, how will that child stop it? By the time they are 2 years old, they're expecting you to do those things, but now you're trying to start aligning them. It's too late. Because now it will come out in tantrums where they will be hitting things and everything, hitting everyone around. It's wrong. But if you're able to also address it from that point, at least you save them in their adulthood and teenagehood. You don't want to raise a toxic child. And that's how it starts. Now, shifting a little bit away from tantrums to just a normal child who probably wants something, but they're not able to get that thing that they want, they feel bad. They cry, they feel bad, Yeah. So that's the point I'm trying to bring up because I've noticed that in a few babies and even at times with my babies. Like I think recently, what happened? Okay, recently I took my baby to the sun to sunbath the baby. So as I was out there with the baby, I was trying to, undress the baby a little bit because when you take your child to sunbath, it's important for you to allow the sun to have contact with the skin of the baby. You're not supposed to be dressed. The baby is not supposed to be dressed, fully dressed, that the sun is just hitting, touching on the clothes. Okay, it's important for you to expose the skin for the sun to have direct contact to the skin of your baby. The good sun, the sun for vitamin D, right? Yeah. So I kind of undressed my baby because I wanted the baby to sunbath, but the baby wanted to play. The baby wanted to go and play with other children, and for me that's not what I wanted at that point for the baby. I wanted the baby to stay in the space where the sun is can have direct contact with the baby, right? Yes, but the baby wanted to go and play with other children. So I kept refusing. When the baby wants to get up, I refuse the baby from getting up. And so the baby started crying. The baby cried and was really feeling bad, like wondering why can't they go and play, why can't they go and play with other children. But for me, I'm like, right now it's not a time for you to play. Right now I just want you to sit put where the sun can have direct contact to your skin, because where the other children were going to play, there was no sun in that area. So that's why I wanted the baby to stay where the sun is coming, the sun is reflecting. So for me, I was like, why don't you just stay put? Let's take in some of this vitamin D, and then you can now go and play. But the baby was not understanding why I did not want, why I wanted the baby to stay where the baby was staying, right? The baby could not understand why the baby cannot go and play with other children, but has been told to sit one place. But for me, the reason why I wanted the baby to sit one place is because I wanted the baby to interact where there is sun, not where there is no sun. And so as we're doing the back and forth with this baby, I got angry at some point. I don't want to use the word furious because furious sounds too big, too heavy, because it wasn't that serious. But yeah. So I was like, okay. I got a bit, not angry, but a bit irritated at some point because I was wondering, does this child understand that I'm trying to do something good that would benefit the baby? Having the sun is something good for your body. Why are you objecting it? Can you just stay put, get in the vitamin D, and then go play? And I couldn't help it but reflect on how our relationship with God can be. If this is just a baby doing this and I got angry, for lack of a better word, can you imagine how we behave to God? When we ask God to do something for us, yes, we need that thing. We feel like we really need it. And at times, God is saying, just relax. It's not your time. Relax. Where I want you to be at right now is a space where I just want you to sit and learn, or it's a place where I want you to focus on this particular thing that I'm telling you to do fast. Then later on, you can now, do this other thing. You understand? But we don't like to hear things like that. For us, we want what we want at that particular time, and it has to be that time. But God is saying, relax. God is saying, calm down. God is saying, I understand what you need, but I need you to take this fast. I need you to handle this particular thing fast. Then now you can now go to handle this other one. What I want you to focus on right now is more important than where you think you want to go to. So can you please calm down fast? It's not yet time. Calm down. Just give it a few more minutes, a few more days, a few more weeks, a few more months, a few more years. Then I can give you that thing that you're really, really looking for. But we are like, nope, I want it now. I want it now. God, why are you not answering my prayers? God, why are you not doing this? You start crying, you start throwing tantrums. Some people would even say they're not serving the God, that God, they're not serving God anymore. They cannot do this anymore. In fact, you start hearing people saying things like, God is fake, God is not real, there is no God, because there is something you wanted from God and you felt it was taking too long. You felt like God wasn't listening to you. And so you got so bitter at God, and now you started pushing the narratives that God is not real, does not exist, or you're not serving God anymore. You're angry. You leave the church. You leave the God Christian community. You don't want anything to do with Christianity. You don't want anything to do with God, just because you're bitter that one thing that you trusted God for, He did not do it for you. You feel angry. You get angry. And you want to storm out and get angry, and you throw tantrums. That's the word. You throw so bad tantrums that it costs you even your relationship with God. As I'm speaking to you, I'm actually just reminded of the story of Jesus when Jesus was crucified. When he was put on the cross, nailed and everything. There is a prayer he made to God. Jesus told God that he should take this cup away from him. If it is his will, he should take this cup away from him. It means Jesus desired a turnaround at that point, because it's like the pain was now becoming too much. The humiliation was becoming too much. He wished while he was on the cross that all this would just turn around. Like he doesn't have to die on the cross, that he could just come down from it and just back off and back down, something like that. Because he was tired. He was going through a lot of pain and a lot of discomfort. But he said, if it is the will of God, he should take the cup away. If not, he will just go through the cup. God did not take the cup away from Jesus according to as he had prayed for. No, he did not. Jesus still had to go through that cross and die. So, does it mean that God is not good? Does it mean that God was not nice to Jesus at that point that he was? Because he prayed. He prayed just like you and I pray over a particular situation. Jesus prayed to God while he was on the cross. Just the same as you and I cried to God to save us from that particular situation, to save us from that particular trouble, to save us from that particular hardship. We cry out to God, we fast, we pray about it, we beg God, but still the situation does not change. Still, you feel like you still had to go through that pain. And so you feel like God neglected you. You feel like God abandoned you. You feel like God is not real. You feel like God cannot be trusted. You feel like, what are you even doing as a Christian if you could still go through this and God is watching you go through this? You start cursing God. You start disrespecting God. You start, talking so badly to God just because that prayer was not answered the way you wanted it to be answered. So I'm just asking us, let's put ourselves in the shoes of Jesus on that cross where he prayed and cried to God, his Father, to save him from that cross, if it was his will, that he doesn't have to really go through this. But no, God never turned things, God never took that cross away. He still allowed Jesus to go through it because he was meant to go through it. It was part of his purpose of why he came to earth. He had to still go through it, and he still died on that cross. But then we know the story, right? After 3 days, after he was buried, 3 days after, he rose again. He resurrected. And today we are celebrating the resurrection of Jesus. Imagine if Jesus had turned down from continuing with that journey. What would have happened? So let's learn not to throw tantrums. You see, babies throw tantrums to their parents. We, the believers, the born again Christians, we tend to find ourselves throwing tantrums to God because there's a particular thing we want God to do for us, and it's like it's not happening the way we wanted it. So we do what? We feel like the best way to go about it is to throw tantrums. Throw tantrums. Abuse God, say all manner of things, talk carelessly, shout at God, disrespect God, dishonor him. In fact, you find some people, they actually go starting to live a careless life because according to them, they are trying to get back at God. Like, you're hurting yourself. You're hurting yourself, my brother. You're hurting yourself, my sister. You start becoming rebellious just because you feel like God did not answer that prayer that you wanted. It could be something that was so heavy. It could be something that was so important to you, and it was taken away from you, or it was destroyed, or you lost it. But before it was taken, before you lost it, you had begged God not to allow it to happen, and He still allowed you to go through it. So now you're blaming God for your misfortunes, and now you're accusing God. You're attacking. You're trying to throw tantrums at God. And in the point you want to now live a rebellious life, you now want to live a careless life, with the life that you know God doesn't like. Now you want to live it just because you feel like you want to punish God. No, there is nothing like punishing God. You're punishing yourself, actually. Let's learn to approach God with respect. I learned that from the story of Abraham. Abraham had no child at first. He remained childless for a long time, for years. He was old, his wife was old, and they still didn't have a child. Yet God told him, "You will have a child." Abraham served God with so much, with all his heart. He tried his best to live a righteous life. But yet, that one thing, as that one thing of like as having a child, he never had. Did Abraham pray to God for a child? Yes, he did. He prayed. He prayed many times. He prayed many times for a child. He prayed for years. He trusted God for years for a child. But the child never came at that time. Abraham had all the reasons to have probably felt, to feel bad, to disrespect God, to throw tantrums, throw his emotions everywhere, to be rebellious, to leave God, to try to live life that dishonors God, just to trying to get back at God. He had the right to do all those things, but he still remained faithful to God. He remained steadfast. He remained humble and respectful to God. Even at times when he would present this need to God, he would still approach God with so much respect. Oh, sovereign Lord. He was still so humble approaching God. Even with that one request that he had, he never gave up. Though, of course, he was swayed away at some point by his wife who asked him to sleep with his maid. But Abraham, it was not ideally his decision or his idea, it was that of the wife. So he was just trying to, listen to the wife, and he did what the wife wanted. But with his God, he was still trying so hard to stay faithful to his God, to serve God, even though that one need was not met. So my advice to you and I, let's stop throwing tantrums to God. Stop throwing tantrums. Trust me, you have that very tough situation going on in your life. I have that very tough situation going on in my life. Everyone has that one thing that is just not working the way we would have loved it to work. And probably you have prayed to God. If you're born again, you've prayed to God. You've begged him, you've trusted him, you've fasted. You've done all that you think you know how to do just for God to answer your prayer. But still, the answer is not forthcoming. The breakthrough is not forthcoming. Or probably the answer has come, but not the way you wanted it or the way you expected it. Don't throw tantrums. Just stay calm. Don't throw tantrums. It's not easy, but don't throw tantrums at God. Relax. Maybe there's something else he wants you to focus on before that thing that you're trusting him for. Instead of throwing tantrums at God, try to see how to ask God, God, probably what is it that you really want me to do concerning this situation? Don't throw tantrums. Don't disrespect God. You see the way your baby can throw tantrums at you, and you don't like it? Even God does not like it when we throw tantrums, when we try to show impatience, when you're not patient, you're throwing tantrums. God is telling you, just hold on. You don't want to hear. You want it now and then. You're not patient. And so you start crying, you start making noise, you throw in tantrums, you throw yourself here and there. You don't want to go to church again. You don't want to pray again. You're not happy with God. You're not happy with this. It's not necessary. At times, God can just say, okay, just take it. Just go, take it and go. But you see, he would have been releasing that thing, not at the timing that he wanted to release it, but because you've pushed for too long. You've pushed it too hard. He releases it. And along the way, you will now discover that, oh, if maybe you waited, things would have been a little bit different than what it is now. You start regretting. So let's not throw tantrums. God knows best. Remember his word in Jeremiah 29:11? For I know the plans I have for you, says the Lord. He knows best. Maybe you're trusting God for a job and he's not giving you the job. You've been trusting God for years, but the job is still not coming. He knows best. He knows the right time that you need that job. Maybe you're trusting God for a child. You've been trusting God to conceive, but you are not conceiving. You don't have a baby yet. Maybe there is something else in your purpose in this life that God wants you to focus first on. Then maybe the baby or the babies can come later. So don't throw tantrums. Try and seek God. What would you want me to do at this time or concerning this issue? Maybe for you it's marriage. God knows best. Maybe for you it's health. God knows best. Whatever challenge it is, I want you to always know that God has good plans for you. He knows best. He sees your future from the beginning. He sees everything. He knows better than us. So at times when you've prayed and prayed and prayed, it's not working, you're not feeling the answer, just start thanking God. Thank Him. Just thank Him about that thing. Thank Him and stay calm. Wait on Him. He has heard you. The first time you presented that case to God, He heard you. Stop repeating it. Stop going back at the same words. Stop repeating it. It is taking too long now. Start thanking Him. Start thanking Him and stay calm. Relax. He's heard you. He's working on it. The answer might come the way you want it. The answer might come the way you do not, you don't want it. At the end of the day, the answer has come. Just stay calm. God knows best. I'm talking to you and I'm talking to myself. Let's stop throwing tantrums to God. And let's learn to help our children not to be children who throw tantrums. How? By giving them the right foundation from the onset. If your relationship with God, your personal relationship with God, is on a very solid foundation, you will realize that you don't throw tantrums when you don't get what it is that you want from God at that particular time. You realize that God has spoken about it, and probably the answer is wait. The answer is be patient. The answer is no. It's not good for you, my son. It's not good for you, my daughter. But if you don't have a solid relationship with God from the onset, you will always think that everything you ask God should be yes, 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 yes. And so the little moment where He does not say yes, you get angry, you throw tantrums. You understand? Yeah. So let's learn not to be throwing tantrums. Let's learn to honor God, even in the midst of our challenge. He knows best. He knows best. And when God gives you a child, or if God has given you a child, you can train that child and lay the right foundation. Correct them when they are wrong, so that they don't grow up thinking that those wrong things are the best way of life. And then later on in their lives, when you're trying to correct them and they try to object your correction, we call it tantrums. And when you insist, they start showing their emotions in different areas and different angles, to the point of breaking things in the house and even wanting to break your own head. So let's relax, let's calm down. Let's see, when you look at your child throwing tantrums, can you reflect it on your relationship with God? How do you behave when God doesn't answer your prayer the way you wanted it? You throw tantrums, right? May God help us. So let me round up this video here, but I can see a lot of you have left a comment. Let me just run through your comments. I can see you, Ibrahim. Hi, Ibrahim. Thank you for joining my live session. I can see you, Anita. Hi. Hello, Anita. Thank you so much for joining my live session. I appreciate you. I can see Rehab. Thank you, Rehab. Thank you, Rehab. Rehab is saying I'm Asian. Thank you, Rehab, for joining my live session. I really appreciate. I can see karaoke Morris. Hi, karaoke. Hi, karaoke. Thank you so much for joining my live session. I really appreciate. Thank you for saying hi. I can see Lewis. Lewis is saying, tell us a joke. I don't have a joke to tell you. We've come here to learn how to be better parents, to learn how to be godly parents raising godly children. But of course, we should not be too serious, right? Anyway, I hope you found something to laugh in my conversation. But thank you so much, Lewis, for joining to my live session. I can see Welisa. Welisa is saying hi. Hi, Welisa. Thank you so much for joining my live session. Lewis is saying, my friend says he has been praying, but there is no answer. What should I tell him? Tell him to keep waiting on the Lord. In fact, if you've been praying and there is no answer, like I said, start thanking God. And maybe you can even stop praying about that thing. Stop praying about that thing. Just thank God about it. Stop praying. Just thank God about it. And focus your attention on probably that thing that God is trying to push your attention to focus on. God has answered, but it's just that probably you don't understand what the answer is. The answer can be no. The answer can be wait, be patient, calm down. I've heard you. I'm working on it, but this is not the right time. Just stay calm. Just stay calm. Relax. Be patient. Wait. I'm going to tell you what to do next. Okay? Or the answer can be a straight yes. So if you've been praying and probably God has not given you that yes that you're looking for, or he has not answered that prayer the way you were anticipating it to be answered, I would tell you, calm down. Just be patient. Allow God. He has heard you. He's working on it. In the meantime, thank Him. In the meantime, take your mind out of that thing because you've already laid it at the feet of Jesus. Let it be there. Let Him deal with it. Take your mind off that thing. Focus on other things. Focus on other things. Look for other ways you can be serving God while you wait. Look for other ways you can be serving God while you wait for Him to answer that prayer. Okay, that's what I would say. That's what I would advise Lewis. So I don't know what you think about that. But thank you so much, guys, for joining me. For all of you who has joined this live session, I see you. I celebrate you. And I just want to say thank you so much. Oh, we've had Perseverance joining, saying hi. Hi, Perseverance. Thank you so much. I love your name. Thank you so much for joining my live session. I really, really appreciate you. So I can see all of you who has joined my live session. I honestly thank you and I celebrate you. Today, no one liked my video. Maybe this conversation was not interesting, but it's okay. It's okay. I won't feel bad. I won't throw tantrums. I will not throw tantrums at you guys. No, I won't. I will not. I will not. I'm still going to be happy. No one liked my video today. It means you guys didn't like this conversation, but it's okay. It's okay. It's okay. I won't throw tantrums. Have you seen me getting angry? No, I'm not. I'm still happy. Anyway, but thank you so much. And for all of you who have said hi, who has commented on the chat section, sorry, I thank you so much. I celebrate you. Persevera is asking, thanks. How is there? How can you break family pattern? This is a very heavy question, honestly. Family pattern can be very, very painful. Because you know why it's painful. It's painful because you didn't cause it to yourself. Like you're not the cause of it, but because it is a pattern that has been there in the family, it's like you automatically inherit it just because you were born into that family. It's so painful. It's honestly so painful. But the simple answer I would give, Perseverance, how to break family pattern, I believe it is through prayers. Yeah, it's through prayers. If you know God, if you have a relationship with God, then you should be able to break family pattern through prayers. Yeah, through prayers. There is no other way. Through prayers. Honestly, through prayers. Yeah. Because with your own strength, physically, you may not be able to break it. You try, you force, but it just has a way of following you everywhere you go. It just has a way of showing up, showing its ugly head everywhere you go. But when you take it to God in prayer and tell God, no, this is not your portion. Yes, you were born into this family, but you choose not to be a part of this pattern. You choose not to be a part of this pattern. You don't want to associate with this particular family pattern. You want to break out of it. You don't want it. You want to break out of it. You want your own case to be different. You want this family pattern to break. You don't want it to follow you or your generation. God can hear you. God can hear you and deliver you from that family pattern, from that negative family pattern. He can deliver you. But you have to be uncomfortable with it. You have to be very, I don't know what to call it. Like to say a very strong no to it. It has to start with you refusing to accept this family pattern. You have to refuse to accept it. Because you see, at times, some people are born into a family and they can see now that this family pattern is like this. Let's say maybe in this family pattern, everybody drinks, everybody's a drunkard. So this person is born into this family, knowing that the family pattern here, everybody is a drunkard, like drinks and gets drunk and it's terrible, and very messy. So they start accepting. They say, after all, that's how they are in their family. It's a pattern. Everybody's like that. So what makes them think they could be different? So they accept and they join. They join the wagon. But if you say no, 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 no. Yes, it is known that this family pattern is known that people drink, get drunk, and it get messy and bad. But it stops. It stops with you. You are not going to be a part of it. You refuse to be a partaker of this family pattern. You refuse to be a part of it. You refuse it to be manifested in your life. So the very first step, you have to refuse it. You have to use your words, your mouth. You have to confess it that you refuse it. You don't want it. You don't want to be a part of it. You have to get angry at it and refuse it. That's the very first step. Number two, seek help. And the only person who can help you is God. So take it to God in prayer. Pray about it. Pray and break that pattern from the place of prayer. Break it and get your deliverance. Get your deliverance and then come out of it. And don't stop there. Once you've been able to break out and you've been able to come out of it, don't stop there. Try to save as many of your family members from it through prayers too. Pray for them. Pray and see how to save as many of them that you can save from that generational pattern, especially the ones that come after you, like now your children, your children's children. You make sure you break. You don't allow that pattern to follow them. Okay, you break them out of that pattern. So I think that's how you can break the family pattern. First, refuse to be a part and a partaker of that family pattern. Refuse it. You have to refuse it. And number two, seek help through prayers. To seek help with God through prayers. Okay, get your deliverance. And number three, let me add number three there. You have to be intentional about staying away from that family pattern. For example, if you know that the family pattern is that everybody drinks, gets drunk, and they get messy, it gets bad, it gets terrible, yourself to the lion's den. What do I mean? Don't always find yourself in a bar where they're selling alcohol. That if you drink it, you would do what? You would get drunk and it will get messy and the family pattern will repeat itself. So you have to be intentional about separating yourself from anything that looks like that family pattern so that you don't give room for it to grow and for it to get to you. So you have to separate, and that takes intentionality. Anything that shows or appears like that thing, stay away from it. Don't let it follow you. And of course, with God on your side, you will conquer it and you will not be a part of it. But as you save yourself, or once you've saved yourself, now you're strong and you're stable, try to save as many of your other family members as possible, especially the ones coming after you, your children, your children's children, and every other person around you. All right, then we have John. Hi, John. Hi, John. Hi, hi, hi. Thank you so much for joining my live session. I really appreciate you. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. Welcome. So I think we can round up today's live session. Thank you so much for every one of you who has contributed in the chat, section. Thank you so much for your comment. Even if you just said hello, thank you. I really appreciate you. Okay. So I just want to run through just to say bye, say thank you to you. Thank you, Ibrahim. I can see you, Anita. I can see you, Rehab. I can see you, Rainbow Princess. I can see you, Karaoke Morris. I can see you, Lewis. I can see you, Welisa, Perseverance, John. Thank you so much. Thank you. And then we even have Aiden. Oluwa. I hope I've pronounced your name well. Yes, I can see Oluwa. Thank you so much for joining. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you. Where are you from? I'm from Africa. What do you think? Let me throw that question back to you. What do you think? Where do you think I'm from? Just suggest, just guess, and I will correct you if you are not correct. Came across your live, decided to support you. Oh, thank you so much for the support. I really appreciate. God bless you. Thank you so much for the support. Thank you. Thank you. Yes, you guessed it right. You guessed it right. Olua, you guessed it right. That is full stop. Full stop. You guessed it right. Oh wow, I'm so happy to hear that. Thank you, Perseverance, for that feedback. I really thank God for that. I thank God. I thank God that at least my view has been able to help. I pray it helps, you know. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, Lua is saying, of course. Okay. So I can see. Oh, you're Yoruba. I'm from Akwa Ibom. Yeah, I'm from Akwa Ibom. Okay, thank you guys. I wish we could talk more, but our time seems like it's running out. But thank you so much. It's been nice catching up with all of you. It's nice meeting you, Olua, my sister or my brother. I don't know, but yeah, I think my sister. Yeah, it's my sister. Okay, thank you so much, guys. Thank you so much for all the, for showing up to my in my live session. Thank you for the support. Please do, please do. Yes, please do, Lua, be here. I try to be here every day, Monday to Friday, from 9 p.m. East African time. So if you can join me, I'll really. Oh, it's a brother. Okay. All right. So please, you can join me. That would be great. That would be great. That will be great. That will be great. Thank you so much, guys. Sorry. Thank you. Oh, I've seen Crispin. Yeah, that should be Crispin. Crispinus from Tanzania. Oh, that's also another of my sibling close to where I am. Hi, Crispin. Hi. Thank you for saying hello. Thank you so much. I really appreciate. Oh, no problem, Oluwa. No problem. Anytime you are free, like today, anytime you're free, like today, you can always join in. Just 9 p.m. East African time. You can always pop in and just say hello. I'll really appreciate. Okay. Yeah. Hi, Michael. Hi. Thank you for saying hi. Thank you for joining my live session. I really appreciate. Thank you so much. You're welcome. Oh, okay. You have Easter holiday today. No problem. But thank you. Oluwa. I really appreciate you for even joining in to say hello. Thank you. I feel good. I feel good having a brother here in the space as well. Thank you so much. Thank you for stopping by. I really appreciate. Okay. Yes. All right, guys. Thank you so much. Oh, thank you so much for all your love, all your support. Thank you for joining into the live session. Thank you for saying hi. I mean, you could just join and just keep quiet and sit there, and I wouldn't know you're here. But just to take that extra step to just type hi or to say something in the chat section, I really appreciate. Thank you so much. May God bless all of you. And I pray that God will grant the desires of your heart. I don't know that thing that you're trusting God for, but I'm standing with you and just joining my faith with yours and just saying that may God come through for you. May He answer your prayer. May He bless you beyond even your imagination and your expectation. May God protect you. May He keep you safe. May He watch over you. May He watch over your family and everyone that is your loved one in Jesus' name. And if there's anyone here trusting God for a child, I pray that God will answer and God will grant you the desires of your heart in Jesus' name. Amen. Thank you so much, guys, for joining my live session. Allow me to end this live session here. I wish you a beautiful night rest. Hoping to see you tomorrow. Same time, 9 p.m. East African, if East African time. If you can join me here, I'll really appreciate. Okay. Thank you so much. Let's keep the conversation going. Let's continue encouraging godly parents to raise godly children. And all will be well in the society. Thank you so much, guys. Good night. Allow me to say good night to you here at this point. I really appreciate you. Okay, I appreciate you and I appreciate your support. God bless you. See you and have a good night. Bye for now.